Okay, this is really getting crazy, everybody, because they're saying that this guy left Monopoly money, he leaving backpacks, leaving all these crazy, like, jigsaw-like type clues. And they keep on saying he's a nobody, but in my opinion,
that fucking nobody is John Wick.
how are you good people doing? Welcome to the channel. I am Ty Smith. You're watching my channel, Modern Renaissance Man. Appreciate you guys taking time out of your day to view my content. Make sure you're following me on all the platforms you see above, below. Hitting this like button right here is how my content can consistently be recommended to you. And also, when you do subscribe to the channel, make sure that bell notification is hit. Ladies and gentlemen, I told you guys that I was going to cover this story as it went on because I told you I'm one of those people that love, in my downtime, I literally watch all kind of the Next 48, Forensic Files, Unsolved Mysteries. I watch all kinds of shows, like real life true crime shows. My wife cannot stand it, but I love watching that stuff because I promise you guys, if I wouldn't have went into medicine, I most likely was going to either be like into UFC or definitely was going to go into the law enforcement, possibly FBI type stuff, because that's just the way that I'm wired. Okay. Anyway, this story, if y'all don't know, about the CEO at United Healthcare losing his life. He was assassinated. It was a planned, premeditated assassination. Okay. The guy shot off, I don't know how many rounds, but the shell casings had words etched into it that definitely has a lot to do with insurance when it comes to depose, deny, approve, appeal, things like that. Right. The story is getting even more crazy because apparently the person that they're showing on camera is supposed to be him. And guys, when you hear this story, it just gets even crazy because now they're talking about like the backpack that was found. They saying allegedly that it belongs to him. But what was found inside of it is crazy. And I don't know if this is like I don't want to say this, guys, like they say like the ultimate troll move, but it's pretty wild. Listen to this.
Tonight, crucial new evidence in the manhunt for the suspect in the targeted killing of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. This backpack, found in Central Park after air and ground searches, police believe is linked to the shooter seen in surveillance video. Two senior law enforcement officials say no gun was found inside. What was found? A jacket and Monopoly money.
It's getting interesting. It can go so many different ways. I'm one of those weird people. And you guys all heard me say in the beginning that this is like a combination of John Wick and law-abiding citizen. And if you don't know nothing about law-abiding citizen, Gerard Butler was a person in there pretty much playing like a vigilante. His family was sexually assaulted in front of him, his wife and his daughter. And this dude was like a mastermind, like military trained. Like, you don't want to mess with this dude. He can get rid of your life without even being there, right? But his whole purpose of what he did in this movie, he went after the corrupt injustice system. He went after them, people that were involved, people that didn't want to bring justice to what happened to his daughter. He not only went after the criminals and ended their lives, he went after the justice people, the Justice Department that were pretty much allowing this stuff to happen. They weren't persecuting these murderers. They weren't going after these murderers. They were letting these murderers back out on the street. So not only did he get rid of the murderers in some of the most heinous ways, in which I completely agree with him on that, because if something like that happened to my family, I'm torturing you for days. But anyway, he went after the very people that worked in the court systems that allowed these criminals to even go back and roam the streets, right? Anyway, y'all all know about John Wick by being the world leading assassin, just take care of business, right? And y'all saw what I did at the beginning of this video. So anyway, that's the little thing I want to give y'all a little bit on that. And it's just amazing because now that we know that some Monopoly money was left behind, it's so many different ways this can go. Because I told you guys, I am almost in battle with insurance on behalf of my patients on a weekly basis. And now that he left a backpack with Monopoly money, is that a way of saying, here's the money for me to pay for my policy? Or is that a way of saying, I wasn't paid anything to get rid of you, I was paid with Monopoly money? When they add all that money up, maybe it's going to come out to be a strategic number and they can say this money added up to be X, Y, and Z. Now, this might lead us to something else. I do not know. If they go, and let's just say, for example, I'm just telling you, let's say, for example, if they add the Monopoly money up and it turned out to be like, I don't know, 6,733 something. And if they go and run those numbers in United Healthcare and they see that a number come out to match that exactly, they may be able to run that number and say, who was being told that their policy is going to cost this much, or who had a bill for this much, or who do we know that recently we didn't approve of them and we didn't pay for them to have a certain type of procedure done to them that turned out to be that amount. FBI, I'm telling y'all might want to give me a call. I can help y'all with some of this stuff. I'm just letting y'all know this might be one of the things, because I have patients all the time that will tell me, hey, your facility over here, your facility over there, they charge me this. My insurance company is not covering. I got to call insurance. Why aren't you guys covering? I'm telling y'all. I'm just saying. Just throwing it out there. Okay, let's keep going. Hey, everybody. So I'm interrupting this real quick just to let you guys all know, those of you that have been asking, how can you help and how can you donate towards the children to help children have Christmas, the ones that are involved under the mentorship of me, you can easily do it by donating to my PayPal or the Cash App right up there. And again, let me reiterate this, folks. I don't want you guys to feel any pressure. If you do, great. If you do not, great. I just want you guys to know that that window is open right there for the ones who keep texting me, the ones who keep emailing me. That way everybody else can see it as well. It does not matter, because I make sure that the kids get taken care of anyway. But some of my subscribers who have been consistently and have been loyal in donating there, I know you guys always ask me to remind you to do it, so here is your reminder. And everybody else, to the rest of you, no matter what you do, whether you do or don't, I hope you guys all have a Merry Christmas.
The NYPD says nothing in their investigation so far suggests the killing was related to Thompson's personal life.
The net is tightening, and we're going to bring this person to justice.
New York City.
The net is tightening. I don't know about that. This dude is gone, y'all. I'm sorry. I think the way he was calculated and what he did, this dude is gone. Or then again, he might still be there. Who knows?
Mayor Eric Adams says details like whether or not police have an ID on the shooter.
And I'm sorry, they said whether they have an ID on him or not, they don't. Here's the thing. The reason why I said I don't know if he actually fled, I know they might want us to believe that, is the area that he ended up going to, the bus and everything like that, is that not an area that just has a plethora of cameras right there? That is you would think a bus station and all that. That is an area where there's all sorts of cameras and stuff there. And they said a jacket was left in the backpack, but was it the jacket that he was wearing? Right? And there's no surveillance of him being at the bus area, nothing like that. It just kind of gives me a little,
are being closely held.
We don't want to release that now. If you do, you're basically giving a tip to the person we're seeking, and we do not want to give him an upper hand at all.
But there are new details about the suspect. New York City's chief of detectives providing a timeline based on video footage to reporters. The shooter arrived in New York on Sunday, November 24th, and was caught on camera at the Port Authority.
He arrived to New York from
bus terminal near Times Square. The bus he took originated in Atlanta. Though it's not clear when the shooter got on, given that there were several stops on the way to New York. The shooter then took a taxi to the area where the shooting occurred. It was there for about a half hour before heading to a hostel on the Upper West Side, where he possibly provided a fake ID to check in. He checked out of the hostel on Friday, November 29th, but checked back in the next day.
So he checked out with a possible fake ID. This dude is going to be crazy good. I'm telling y'all, that's crazy. He was... This hostel, is this like where all the John Wicks go to? I'm just playing, y'all. I'm just saying. Yeah. No, let me stop. He checked in with possibly a fake ID. Can we know what that fake ID is and what he was going under for whoever took him in? Then it said he left, right? And then he actually came back. So when he came back to check in again, did he leave and check out? Well, listen.
Out of the hostel on Friday, November 29th.
He checked out on the 29th.
But checked back in the next
Checked in the next day. Did he use the same exact ID? Keep going.
day. While at the hostel, the suspect had two roommates who say he kept his mask on even when eating, lowering it only when taking a bite of food.
Let me tell y'all something. Whoever these roommates are, I'm pretty sure they got them in custody and they're questioning them because, bruh, you're not going to be my roommate and you sitting there head down, hoodie on and everything. The dude is calculated, y'all. This sounds like a movie, seriously. Law-abiding John Wick.
And according to a senior law enforcement official, in this one moment upon his initial arrival when flirting with a woman who worked at the front desk, the shooter left the hostel at 5:30 a.m. the morning of the shooting. After the shooting, traveling by bike up to Central Park, then by taxi further uptown to a bus terminal where police believe he boarded a bus out of New York City.
So wait a minute, y'all know all this stuff about him coming in, what he did, but y'all don't know if he left? You believe he left. Y'all believe that the guy left. Man, y'all, this is crazy weird. Because now they're going to be on this manhunt for any buses and everything that left New York, which direction they're traveling and everything like that. And that's going to take a whole lot of manpower, a whole lot of technology, a whole lot of resources to try to keep up on that, right? This person might be completely gone, or this person might be still there in New York and you won't even have a clue. You might be sitting next to him right now. For some of y'all that might be watching this right now and you're around the New York, Manhattan area, whatever like that, you anywhere around the Big Apple and somebody look like him sitting next to you, I'm just telling you, I'll be like, hey, all right, y'all, calling it a night. Boop, boop, boop. 911 emergency. Hey, I think that dude is right in here. He might be there. I mean, I don't care. Even if you favor him, I'm calling it in. Like, I'm getting away and I'm calling it in because this person definitely know what they're doing. But it's so many different clues, so many different things in here that just definitely can pique one's interest, especially somebody like me who is into this type of stuff. But this is going to be a little side note. But they couldn't get this information about Crook, you know, the guy who almost blew President Trump's head off. Anyway.
And from there, the trail goes cold. So he comes up over here and comes in on this part of the Port Authority. That's where the NYPD last sees him. But he could be right up here and over the George Washington Bridge and out of town on a bus pretty easily.
Absolutely, Tom. By going into this Port Authority,
they telling him what to do. If he's not gone, they're telling him what to do.
Terminal. There's nothing binding that states he needs to be in there and catch.
Darren Porcher is a former lieutenant with the NYPD. You're looking up at a camera, or you're looking over here at a camera on the side of a store. Walk me through the process.
This is a very unique area.
We don't care.
This is a very rare weapon. In essence, this is a needle in a haystack, but we have a lot of needles in this one haystack, which works in our favor in law enforcement to apprehend this violent assailant that's on the streets.
Police also clarified the detail about words written on shell casings, saying they were depose, delay, and deny, written in Sharpie, one word on each shell casing. A possible reference to frustration with the health insurance industry.
Show the book that I told y'all about.
And Tom joins me now from where?
Show the book that I told them about. Guys, I did a video on this, and I flat out told people about this book. This book that came out that had that same type of literature on it. And it was talking about how the insurance company rips people off. So if you were to ask me a question about that, I would say that's their clue right there. That book that says that deny, depose and everything, that book right there is out. And it just pretty much talks about how the insurance company rip people off. Now, what's crazy and scary about this is that you have a lot of people out there looking like this vigilante as, well, I don't know. No, that's not even a vigilante. I'm sorry. I definitely messed that word up. But they're looking at him as if he's a vigilante. There's people online saying good. There's people online saying, hey, the man should have called and asked for his insurance while he was bleeding out. Somebody said, oh, well, you know what? They let him bleed out because he's not approved. I mean, it was so much stuff on there. But folks, to condone murder or something like this, I'm telling y'all right now, it's so messed up. And I told you guys I have so many mixed emotions on a lot of stuff like this because we have patients that get denied a lot of things. I would never forget when I was going through my rotation, going through my residency, and we had a guy that he was like a farmer, and he's been working on the farm since he was 12. Back in certain whatever period of time it was, this man was able to get insurance when he was 15 years old. He never had a major thing happen to him until he was well in his 80s. Not in the hospital or anything. I don't need any medication. And I forget what the procedure was that he needed, but the insurance denied him. So he was like, I paid into this thing for 60 some plus years without ever needing my insurance. And who the H are they to tell? And guys, I was just fresh. I didn't know how this stuff all works. But right now, in the position that I am in as a director over multiple medical facilities, it will blow your mind how I have doctors, nurses, clinicians all coming saying he needs this, and the insurance is saying no. It's crazy. Just like Blue Cross Blue Shield had to sit there and kind of recede what they did at first, because they actually end up saying, rescinded what they said. They actually start saying, we're not going to pay for anesthesia beyond a certain period of time. If after that, the patient is going to be responsible for it. What? So that's the problem I have with it. So I'm not condoning this at all. But what I am telling you, and it might be something that's hard for some of you guys to understand, is I completely understand the outrage of a lot of people against insurance companies. Because these people are sitting up there and they're making decisions from an office. They don't get to see what our clinicians see. They don't get to see what our doctors see, what our nurses see, what our therapists see. They will sit there and deny some stuff in a minute, not knowing that they don't read the details of these patients might be hurting, severe pain. While walking, they were limping really bad. They almost fell 3 times. All they see is a certain standard met and they're cutting them. And it's crazy. So no. I completely feel sorry for this man if he was a husband, father, a son, an uncle, completely crazy. And I don't know if this is something that was done to send a message and put a lot of insurance companies and different things like that on the radar now because of what they do. I would hate for this to be something like this to happen in order for it to get people's attention. And what's really crazy, guys, this is the type of thing you would see in a movie to where even if people knew who this guy was, they're like, hey, what's going on? I ain't seen nothing. It's like that type of thing that happens I'm just telling you, I grew up in the hood, and a lot of things that was crazy. I'm just being honest. I'll just tell you about an incident where we knew we had there was a black cop up in the city area, and he was completely wrong on a lot of stuff that he was doing. And he was black. He did a lot of black people wrong. So when his car got shot up and everything like that, and they came asking us, did you see anything? Everybody was like, now I was young, but everybody was like, no. So y'all don't know who? No. Did y'all hear anything? Yeah, but we were all in the house. When we came out, we just saw the car. So I'm saying this might be one of them instances where people might feel like he actually is like kind of a hero. And I'm not saying this and I'm not condoning it at all. It's completely wrong to kill that man. But y'all don't believe me? Just go to the comment section on these videos. Go to the comments section and y'all will see what I'm talking about. Anyway, guys, as more stuff unfold, I told you I'm going to bring it to you. Let me know what you guys all think about this whole ordeal. Is there anything that you guys might see or said and have a perspective that I might have missed? Whatever the case may be, you guys let me know by leaving it in the comments below after this video. Please don't forget to do what you guys see in that cloud right there, okay? And the next video that I most likely will be doing, I don't know, in chronological order, if I am to do any more tonight, it's going to be up there. Things that I do as a variety right here. I am Ty Smith, frog going through puberty. I am Ty Smith, modern Renaissance man, hoping and praying that every last one of you have food, shelter, clothing. Most of all, pray every last one of you guys are in great health, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. God bless you all through Jesus.